What's going on, y'all, man? Happy Saturday. Got a lot of action going on, man. Excuse my voice, man. I've been up for a little bit, but my voice is a little hoarse this morning. But no worries. We'll hit our gym this morning as well after I do this video. But, man, nonetheless, man, we got some exciting matchups, right? Some of them I won't be able to do. Obviously, BYU, OSU played already. Oregon and Purdue already played. But Georgia, Texas, let's start off with that one, man. That's the night kick, the nightcap. I cannot wait for this one. Look, man. Texas have a lot of elite players, all right? Anthony Hill, I really like that tight end Gunnar Helm, right? This is Quinn Ewers. A lot of people saying, remember this, y'all. A lot of people were asking last year, is Texas back, right? They made it super far, made it to the college football playoff. Can they beat a really good Georgia team? We're going to find out, right? It doesn't get no bigger than ABC at 7:30. Now, I'm probably going to miss a good part of this game because I will be at Mercedes-Benz covering the Notre Dame game, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But I want to see if Georgia's defense and secondary can match up. I think that's been the biggest calls for them so far this year. Offense rolls, obviously, with Dylan Bell, Arian Smith. They can run the ball with Trevor Etienne. And obviously, they stand out freshman Nate Frazier. But can you stop that explosive offense, right? Isaiah Bonner was practicing, right? They got Ryan Wingo. They got a lot of weapons, man. And that defense is very good. But nonetheless, I'm rolling with Texas. They should come out on top. They should win the game. Rolling with the Longhorns. As Longhorn Nation says, hook 'em. All right, next up, we got my Hurricanes versus Louisville. Not going to be an easy game on ABC. Look, man, the key for Miami, you cannot get out to a slow start, right? Louisville has an explosive enough of an offense where they can kind of put you away, right? They came down from different leads, right? Cal, I think it was like 35-10. You cannot do that against Louisville. They can knock you out. They can run the ball. Kewan Brown, Duke Watson. They got some guys that can run that football for Louisville. And they also got Tyler Shows having a pretty good year. Ja'Cory Brooks on the outside. So if you're Miami, get out to a good start. We don't need to turn over field. Cam Ward needs to get started early. Lean on Damian Martinez. Lean on Xavier Restrepo. Lean on those weapons. Arroyo as well in the tight end game. Look, we got to run the football, take care of the football, and hit our shots and stop them on defense. Ruben Bain's back. Let's go ahead and have a good game, man. Can't wait for it. Miami should come on top going with the Hurricanes. Now, this one, if this one was in Nebraska, I would put this game on upset alert. But I think Indiana is going to have a good game in this one. Obviously, Dylan Raiola, the right freshman phenoms, having a good year for the Cornhuskers. Can throw it, can run it. Patrick Mahomes-esque. But I think Indiana at home, I think it's going to be a different ball game for them. That crowd's going to be ready to go. Coach Signetti, man, he's a different kind of cat. And he just has his players ready, man. So I think the Hoosiers are going to be ready to go. They can run the football. They can throw it. This is one of their best starts in recent memory. I'm going with the Hoosiers to come out on top in that one. No upset there. All right, next up, we got Auburn, Jarquez Hunter, Peyton Thorne, Cam Coleman, Malcolm Simmons going up against Luther Burden and Brady Cook at home. Big game for Missouri as they try to continue their quest in order to be in kind of contention. I'm going to roll with Missouri in this one, right? Till I see otherwise from Auburn. That's a tough road test to go all over to Missouri and win that game. I think the Tigers are going to be ready. And then they're going to keep it simple. Then they're going to run that football. And they're going to take their shots with Luther Burden, who's the best receiver or one of the best receivers in college football. And I don't know. I just have not seen Thorne be able to perform at a high-end level on the road. Till I see that, I can't really believe in Auburn and what they can do just yet. Elite receiving core, elite weapons, but need their quarterback to play at a high-end level. All right, next up, you got the big one, man. Big game for both teams, right? Because you got to think about this, y'all, with Alabama and Tennessee. Whoever loses, likely your chances of an SEC championship are done, right? Two-loss team, it's going to be very difficult for you to get in there. You know what I'm saying? So, big game for both. We already see Alabama has dominated this series actually in recent. I think they've won 5 of the last 6. Tennessee won, remember, at Neyland Stadium, that late game when they had Bryce Young. A pivotal game for them. They also had Jahmyr Gibbs. But nonetheless, I think the Volunteers are going to be ready. I think Nico Lemileva is going to have a big game for them. I think they get back to the offense. A lot of struggles for Bama. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. Right? Jalen Milroe, the offense explosive with Ryan Williams. They can run the ball with Jan Miller and also Justice Haynes. But I think at home, I think Tennessee's going to be ready to go. The offense gets back. They find their groove. They've been tested the last few weeks. I think they're going to be ready to go in this one. I'm running with the Volunteers. All right, next up, the game I'm going to actually be at. You got Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia Tech's not going to have Haynes King. I did a video on my TikTok and my YouTube about it. So that's going to be tough. But Zach Pyron, who obviously was a Elite 11 quarterback, has done this before, has a couple starts, Florida State, ended up winning that, Virginia Tech. This is a big spot. But what I said in that video, I said they got to get out to a hot start, right? You cannot mess around with a Notre Dame team, right? This defense can tee off when you do not want to be behind. You want to still be able to implement that running game with Jamal Haynes, Chad Alexander, and all the rest of the crew, Anthony Carey, Traylon Maddox, run the football. And have some nice early completions for Zach Power to get him in a rhythm. That's going to be important, right? Don't need downfield shots early in this game just yet. Let him build that momentum in the first 2 series of this game. Then you start taking the downfield shots with your elite weapons and Malik Rutherford and Aaron Singleton Jr. That is going to be key. This Notre Dame team, they can run the football and they can play ball control as well. Jeremiah Love's having a great season, 400-plus yards rushing. Right behind him is Riley Leonard, who's the second leading rusher on the team. Last game had 200-plus yards passing, 3 touchdowns. They can do a lot. So it's going to be important for them to get out to a hot start for Tech. I'm still going to roll with the upset. I'm rolling with the Yellow Jackets to come out on top. I said it in my score prediction on SI. I'm going to roll with it, man. It's going to be tough. But think about this, man. Chase Linton, Kevin P., right? London Goggins. A lot of people are going to be at this game to watch this. Some high-end, high-level recruits. Chad Fairchild is another. If Georgia Tech can pull off this upset, it's going to do a lot for them in flipping key targets that they want to flip, especially for 2025. At this point, it's flip season. They're trying to get their guys in there. This is an important game. Imagine you pull this off at Mercedes-Benz without your star quarterback, and you win this game. It's going to do a lot for your recruiting. We already know they're investing. They moved that matchup between them and Georgia clean old-fashioned hate to Mercedes-Benz as a $10 million payment from Mercedes-Benz. That goes to tell you this team's not playing. They want to be competitive. They want to be elite. Now you got to do it on ESPN, the major network, at 3:30 Eastern against Notre Dame. I'm going with the Yellow Jackets to come out on top. All right, next up, another big game for them. Jack Tuttle, as Joel Klatt said, he feels like they can, engineer, kind of not necessarily a comeback season, but getting them back into the fold, I guess, essentially, right? Turning around the season for Michigan. Now, I don't see it. He's a 7-year player. He does have experience, but this is their 3rd starter at the quarterback spot. I just don't see it. I think Illinois is going to be ready. They can run the football in this one. Tuttle's going to have to make sure he takes care of the football for them. But I just think it's going to be too much for them to overcome in Illinois. That crowd is going to be ready, and I think they are a better team than most people think. I got them heading to Michigan in their 3rd loss of the season. I'm going with the Fighting Illini. All right, next up, a trap game for LSU, right? Everything's in front of you. You do have the one loss, and I know a lot of people came for me when I said it, but they lost to USC. I said they had an SEC loss. They have not lost in the SEC, so everything is right out in front of you, right? But this team is supposed to get Taylor Green back, from what I heard per reports, right? A really good running back as well. You cannot play around with the Arkansas team. Don't play. Get out early. You know what I'm saying? You got tested last week against Ole Miss. You have to make sure you're ready for this one on the road against Arkansas. They're going to come ready, going to come physical. Defense is going to be flying around to the football. You got to be ready in this one. I'm rolling with LSU, but it's going to be a tough game on the road. Garrett Nussmeier has to get going early. And the key for LSU, get the running game going with Durham and some of your other backs. They put so much on Garrett Nussmeier, who's a good quarterback. But all the shot plays, that leads to turnovers, right? Let's get in a short and intermediate game with a Mason Taylor. Let's run the ball with Caden Durham a little bit more. Let's get more yards per carry, more yards per rush. That is the key here. If you let them play ball control, hit the big plays like Arkansas can, good luck, all right? But I'm rolling with LSU. I'm rolling with the Tigers. They should come out on top and win this one. All right, one more game I wanted to point out is Texas A&M Mississippi State. Texas A&M is having a great year, right? Had a breakout performance. Nick scoring on defense is elite, right? Le'Veon Moss had a big game recently when they beat Missouri. This is a trap game, okay? Mississippi State, good offense. They put 31 points against Georgia, right? Michael Van Buren, a lot of people are going to want that kid, right? That's a big game, okay? Imagine them pulling off an upset against Texas A&M. Texas A&M has SEC championship hopes, right? Having a pretty good year so far. Only loss, Notre Dame. Big game, okay? Do not sleep on that matchup. That is huge, all right? Another big one, KSU at West Virginia, the Mountaineers, right? Sleeping giant down there, right? I know they're still building their recruiting class. That could be a team in a couple years that could be a force to be reckoned with. KSU is going to have to be ready with Avery Anderson. Got to come in there ready to go and be able to beat them. Another big game. Last one, Kentucky versus Florida. I wanted to point that one out. I'm going with Florida. Kentucky struggled a little bit. Brock Vandagriff, really good defense, but DJ Lagway is now the starter going forward for them. Great message by his dad about Graham Mertz as well. But how do they rebound down? How would DJ Lagway look having that start in that contest as he's going to be the starter the rest of the way? Again, if they can get to 8-9 wins, he could be back next season, Billy Napier, and also DJ Lagway, because Graham Mertz is out. That is going to be it. He was a 6-year senior, I believe, so career basically is done unless he tries to go to the NFL. So that's going to be something to watch as well. Those are some key games, man. Keep your eyes peeled. Comment below who you taking these matchups. Appreciate y'all tuning in.